Today is the 9th of July. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning and 84 degrees. It's supposed to get up to like 105 today. And I think all week it's been 100 or it just reaches 100, 101, 102. So this is cool because this was our hottest day last year was during this week. So we feel like we've got a new lease on life if it's only right at 100. And it's been cooling off at night too, so it doesn't feel quite so bad. Our coolers even go to low. So I thought I would show we got our strawberries moved. And I think they do like it over here better. I cut off any of the strawberries that didn't seem to be performing that well anyway, and so we'll see how that does. Neither one of these hyacinth beans vines are doing that well, but can't have everything. So I did get these beds cleaned out, and I got some zinnias seeds planted, and they've already sprouted. I'll probably clean up some of these pots next. My husband just pruned the lantana and the bougainvillea here, and it looks really nice. This lantana up on the hill is starting to spill over really pretty, which is what I was picturing, was having it spill over the sides, and it'll probably spill over this retaining wall too. So I have some weeding to do. We finished the dirt on this side. All of the dirt lockers on this side of the waterfall have dirt in them now, and this is the one that has the most dirt lockers. The other side is a little bit smaller. I didn't notice that this asparagus fern has berries on it. So I'm going to grab some of these berries once they turn or dry or whatever, so that I can there is a grasshopper, a big one. I'm gonna try to plant this from seed. Oh, like here's a red one. So that's kind of fun. My gophrynias in here are not doing that well. I think now I've got a new strategy. These round beds, I want to put a piece of plywood underneath them and then set the rocks around them and see if I give them a bottom to them that I can maybe keep some of the tree roots from taking over. But I won't do that till this fall. I let this go with just purslane. There is a bag of manure in there, but you can't even see it now because the purslane is taken over. It's kind of pretty. I'll leave it. We got this to come back to life. This was almost dead. In one of my videos I noticed it, and I had turned off the water, or I turned the water down low, and my husband just trimmed that up this morning, so that's looking really nice. these lantanas started to crisp up, and so we had to put more water on them, and then they're bouncing back. So I did take out 3 tomato plants, or 2 tomato plants. The one that was in this, where the cowpeas are now, and the sun gold right there. And there is still one part of the sun gold that's alive. It's kind of intertwined with that Chadwick cherry there. So I left 2 Chadwick cherries. So we'll see how they do. I don't expect them to do that well. I just kind of want to see if they'll bounce back a little bit. If I take some of the dry off of them, and then we'll see what happens. Everything's looking kind of crispy. These don't like quite. I think the gophrynias look all right, but the zinnias are, maybe that's some kind of disease though, and I'm just not paying enough attention to my flowers. My basil's starting to come up pretty good. That's the lettuce leaf basil, so I'll be pulling some of that because I want to be able to do wraps and stuff with that. And then I've been trying to tie this up a little bit better, my tomatoes. I've got some that I still need to probably figure out how to keep from looking so unruly. It goes all the way up there. But I'm happy that with the amount of tomatoes I've been getting and peppers and stuff, I'm happy. I also have gotten some Kajari melons that were in here. I don't know, there might be, oh yeah, there's probably one right here that might be ready. Yeah, I'll leave it, but I'll probably pull that later. And there's probably a couple more in there but they're not orange yet. I've got some spaghetti squash coming in. There's one. I'm pretty sure there was one up high, but I don't know what happened to it. Maybe the weight pulled it down. It doesn't look as... Some of the vine looks really healthy. And then there's a spaghetti squash right there. Maybe I could show it from the other side. Yeah, there's a spaghetti squash right in here. And then, oh, there's the one that's up high. It's right here. So there's that one, this one that I showed already, this one, that's 3. Hopefully there's at least 4. Come on, I want at least. Yeah. This vine is looking good too, so that makes me think I got a shot at getting another. All of this, in fact, on this side is looking pretty healthy. So I might have a spaghetti squash in. Yes, right there's one. So, oh, and there's one. So that's 5. I'm a happy camper. If I only get 5, I'm not gonna complain a bit. I feel like that's a bumper crop for me. There's a bee getting some pollen. And then this is where I got a zucchini, so hopefully I'll get some more. My okra is still pretty small. It probably likes not, it would probably like not being under the shade cloth, but tough noogies. I think there's a zucchini. Yeah, there's a zucchini starting in here, so we should get some of that. My husband battled pests, you know, the squash bugs for a while, but I haven't seen any recently. The plumbago came back, but there's also trees in there. But I'll be happy to move the plumbago up to the hill. And then I started harvesting tomatoes back here. So these are looking pretty good. In fact, they go all the way to the top. These are probably the best looking ones, and it's because I started them later in the year. I will always succession plant now. I just think it's smart. So I did get one cucumber this week, and it was on a I planted down in those mallow in that 4x4 bed, and it wasn't bitter. So I will have to find out. I don't remember. I probably don't have a Monica cuke. It's a Monica cuke that I got the other day. So it was not bitter, so I have to remember that. I think that's about it. We are cleaning out our patios and getting rid of stuff, and trying to just keep up with the regular maintenance. We have a leak right here that needs to get fixed. We're waiting for the water to come on at 9. So I think next week we're supposed to see some temperatures that are not quite as well. Actually, I don't know. I think a week from this weekend we're supposed to have some highs in the 90s. Now that could change, but that's the 10-day forecast right now. So anyway, I am really pleased with the garden right now. It's been a joy to harvest and to kind of garden this year. Even though I had a low spot for a little while where I was like, bleh, I'm back. Alright, that's my garden diary. Today is July 4th, and this is what I got out of the garden. I actually only went out to cut some vines that were dying and get those into our compost, and so our city compost. And so I went out to just clean up some plants, and I found a big ass squash, zucchini out there. And then I got some thornburn terracotta tomatoes, some Chadwick cherries, or those might be big cherries, or yeah, large. I think they call them large cherry tomatoes. And then I got quite a few jalapenos and only 4 serranos. The serrano's slow right now. And most of these jalapenos, I would say, are not that spicy. Anyway, for us, we're spicy eaters, and that's why we enjoy the serranos, is because they're a little hotter pepper. And these are Tam jalapenos, and they just don't have the kick that we like as much. I mean, it's a good pepper, but I've noticed I've made some salsas already, and I put probably 10 jalapenos in each salsa, and it still is not the spice that we're looking for. So maybe we're just fire-breathing dragons at this point. And then I got some Sweet 100s. Those are really tasty right now. Today is July 5th, and this is what I took out of the garden. This Kajari melon really has a ripe smell, so I went ahead and grabbed some more tomatoes and a bell pepper, that Charleston bell, and then I've got some Tam jalapenos and a few more Sweet 100s. Today is the 8th of July, and this is what I got out of the garden. I got 4 thornburns, a Kajari melon, 1 cucumber, quite a few Tam jalapenos, 1 serrano pepper, a few Sweet 100s, and then the rest are cherry tomatoes. And I think based on what I'm seeing today, I'm gonna pull all of the tomatoes that are in the Vego bed that don't have shade cloth over them, because they just are scorched basically, and they look pretty bad. So I'm gonna take those out, and either I've got to protect those better, or next year we have some plans that may even change where some of the Vego beds are and what we plant in them. So I think one of those Vego beds, since they're sitting so close to each other, one will go over in the garden area, and that might help a little bit too in me being able to get around and maintain them better. So anyway, that's my harvest for today.